Yo, what's good with y'all? In today's video, this is officially the start to a new series. This is going to be the how to make a tower defense game series and stuff. And as the title implies, like in the brackets and stuff, I'm going to be basing this off of tower defense. That's going to be like like the game. Like I did research of the game, went played the game, and I'm like, okay, here's how these things work. And then I'm like, okay, so let me try to recreate, replicate, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I'm basing off of tower defense and stuff. I'm not going to literally do everything that that game has. If you watch my Battleground series, you'll see I do a lot of the stuff that the regular game has, but I won't and probably can't do literally everything. But yeah, so this is the start of the series. Y'all already know the drill. If you show this video lots of love and support, then I got y'all with part two, part three, and etc. etc. I'll keep the series going as long as y'all keep showing the video love, watch the video, leave a like and stuff. If you guys find any bugs, have any suggestions of things you want to see in regards to this series, let me know in the comments and I got y'all. So this is just part one. This is going to be the summoning system and setting up the basic UI. Then part two will obviously handle setting up like the little area for the NPCs stuff to move around like in our track so that they walk to I don't really know what to call it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like when you're playing a tower defense game and like you have the enemies coming from this side and they slowly walk down a track over here to this side, which is your side, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay, so honestly we're gonna spend most of our time setting up the UI in my opinion, but let's try to blow through it real quick. Okay, so first things first, let's set up the UI. Like I said, we're going to head on over to Starter GUI and insert a screen GUI. You're going to want to rename this GUI to Core GUI. You want to disable reset on spawn, and then we're going to go ahead and insert a text button, right? I am going to rename set text button to summon, or I'm just added here, but yeah, summon text button, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the button mad small. So sizing is going to be like 50, right? And then I'm going to set the text, you guys can set the properties to whatever you want, right? Like you don't have to set, you guys don't have to use the same colors as me, the same position and all that stuff. You guys don't have to do all that. What you do have to do is make sure you parent everything correctly. Make sure you name everything just the way I have. Make sure you name everything exactly how I have. You guys can choose all the colors, the fonts, and all that stuff. That's up to y'all. But yeah, you do, and the sizing and all that stuff. That's up to y'all. But you guys do have to make sure you name everything correctly. If you don't know what you're doing, I should say. So yeah, so I'm gonna change the text color. I'm sorry, I'm gonna change the text stroke. First, I'm gonna make the transparency 0, then make the text stroke white. Then I'm gonna make the background nice and green. I believe these were the colors in tower defense. I really don't remember. I'm assuming that's why I chose these colors, but yeah. And then I'm gonna make the button a little bit bigger, so like maybe 70, and then I'm going to insert a UI corner. Again, optional. I just think it looks nice. Plus, this is how they had the UI in the game. So yeah. So I'm gonna have my button. I'm gonna drag it down here, and then I'm going to set the text to summon, and then as the name implies, here's how you're gonna summon. Oh, so by the way, I did this a little differently, right? If it really bothers y'all, I can do it exactly how the game made it and stuff. But again, this is just the first video just to, test the waters, see how people, see how the video is received, the reception, you know what I'm saying? So I made the summon system instead of you walking to like a NPC and then or not like an NPC, but like you guys know what I'm talking about. Like there would be like a little building, like something you would walk to it and then the menu would pop up. I just made this like it's a button and stuff, but I can change it if you guys want. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna make it a little bit longer, make the button a little bit longer, simply just because I want the text to just be like on one line. There we go. So summon, right? Boom. Now that we've made that, let me go ahead and duplicate this. You can just, while having it selected, can press Control D, Control plus D, and then you can rename this to units text button. As the name implies, just how you would view all of your units, like all the stuff you summon and that you own. Then we're just gonna drag it right under it. Going to make it a nice light blue. So for the color, nice, yeah, but something like that. And then of course change the text to units, and then boom. Now let's get into setting up each individual buttons UI stuff, right? So first things first, I'm gonna get to setting up unit, and then we're gonna go to summons. Okay, so inside of the unit text button, we're gonna go ahead and want to insert a frame into it, right? I'm gonna insert a frame. I'm going to set the position to 5, 0, -3, okay, I have no idea what was going on, but I'm set to 5, 0, comma -3, 0, and then we're going to set the size to 0, 500, 0, 250. So boom, right? Then I'm gonna make the background a nice light blue. We're really just gonna copy and paste this for when it comes time to make the other one, right? And then I'm also give it a nice little border, so something like that. And then I'm just gonna make it like a nice, like kind of dark blue color, like bluish color, right? I feel like I can move this up just a little bit, yeah. Just make sure it's like in the middle. Make sure it's nice in the middle. There we go. Right. And then you're gonna go ahead and rename this to units frame, right? And once you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and insert a text label. So boom, to the text label in there. You're going to want to throw this above the frame, just a little bit above, and then you're going to want to make the background transparency set that to 1. You're going to want to rename this to units text label. This is just simply the title. It's the header. So bold text, rich text, scale the text, set the text to units. And then I'm gonna make the text color white, and then set the text stroke transparency to 0. Make the text stroke color. I don't know why I struggle to say that. Text stroke color to a nice kind of bluish color, I want to say. But then I don't want it to be blinding. It's like 0.5. And you got a nice little blue ring around it, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and insert the close button. So let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to insert a, did I put it in the frame? Yeah, I did, yeah. So I'm going to insert a text button into the units frame. I'm going to rename this to close button. It's been a while since I've actually had a close button for UI, but yeah. Rename it to close button. Background color will be red, right? And then we're going to go down here, bold text, rich text, you guys know the drill, scale text, just set it to an X. Then you want the text color to be white with a black outline. So text stroke transparency is equal to 0. And then of course we don't need the button to be this big. So set its size to like 50. And then, you know, same thing with the UI corner. I just want to keep it consistent, you know. So boom. And then I'm gonna throw this at the top here, but I do want this to be a little more round. So maybe like 20. Like I want it to be like a kind of like a circle. So yeah, we're just gonna throw that right there. Boom. So that'll be our close button, so we can close the UI. Right. Oh, sorry. I actually named this wrong. Not close button, close text button. Right. Then we're going to want to go ahead and insert a scrolling frame, a little different. I'm going to insert a scrolling frame. Right. And then I'm going to rename this scrolling frame to owned units frame. Once I find it, there we go. So I'm going to rename this to owned units frame. As the name implies, this will be all of your owned units. So you'll be able to equip them. I haven't made that yet. It will be in the future and stuff. We gotta take this one step at a time. So I made the size of the unit frame. Honestly, I don't remember. But I know it was just like kind of in the middle. So I made like a 300, like 400 actually. Yeah. So it was like, I want to say 400 by, yeah, there we go. So like 400 by 200, I think. Yeah. And then I just made it like a nice dark blue. Let me go here. Yeah, let me go here. Nice dark blue, and then I'm going to set the background transparency to like a nice 0.2, right? Then I'm going to make the scroll bar image to a nice white, and then boom. Now I'm going to go ahead and insert a UI grid layout so it could automatically sort all the buttons I'm going to go in here. So, you know, just click the plus icon, type in UI, then find UI grid layout. Then you're going to set the properties. You can really set it to whatever you want, but I went with 10. And then go over here, and then you want I'm trying to remember, what was this again? Oh yeah, 5. I left it as 5. And then as for cell size, you want to do 180 by 50. So boom. And then if you want to see what this looks like, so you can mess around with the numbers, just simply throw in a text button and then you'll see. Or really you can throw in any text element, but yeah, so just throw in a text thing and then you'll see, and then if you duplicate it, you'll just see. But yeah, so then we have actually finished setting up the units. Now we can move on to the summons frame. So you want to disable all of the frames. Like we want the buttons to be visible so that players can be able to open the menus. So just disable the main frames, right? Then you can move on to summon text button, right? So I honestly want to, I want to say that we could really just copy and paste to save ourselves some time. So let's do that. So Control D with the units frame, throw that into summons text button. Of course, we got to make some changes, add some things, remove some things. So you want to rename. So first, I set it to visible so we can see it. Well, let me throw this in the middle so I can actually see this properly. There we go. You want to rename this to summon frame, right? We don't need a frame inside of the frame, so we can really just delete that. We of course need our close text button, and then of course we need our header, so we can just rename this and then just change the text. Then we do need to actually I'm trying to think. We do actually need to insert a frame, but not a scrolling frame though. Didn't need that. So I'm gonna go down here, change the text to summon so people know. Then I'm gonna go ahead and insert a frame into our summon frame. So boom, throw another frame in there. I'm going to rename said frame to, want to find the name. Where is the name? There we go. I'm gonna rename this to crate frame. You guys know we summon crates. I believe this. I think that's the way to explain it. Like you summon crates and stuff. I mean, y'all are making the game, so y'all know tower defense games. I really don't. Like I know battlegrounds games. I do not know tower defense games, honestly. But yeah. So we have our summon frame. I'm sorry, we have our crates frame, right? So I'm just gonna put this over here, like kind of like in the top right, I want to say. As for sizing, let's do maybe like 300. Thinking, or no, I don't think that might not actually be necessary. I think 250. 250 might be good. So like 250 by 200, or no, actually no, I need space at the bottom. So like maybe 180. Yeah, like 180, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with the UI corners. Throw that in there. Boom. All right, and then I'm gonna make the background of the crates frame the same dark blue as I had before. So like something like that, and then you already know, so the transparency, something like that, right? And just throw this like right there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and insert a text label into the crates frame, right? Or let's save us some time. Let's Control D the summon text label, throw that inside of the crates frame. Then you want to put this at the top. Boom. Then just rename this to crates text label. Go down here, rename this to crates. Boom. So players just know this is where they come for the crates, right? And then you're going to want to insert some buttons, but I don't really think I think we can save some time with this. So let me control, yeah, let's Control D the close text button, right? You want to put this like here. Oh, sorry. Control D, and then you want to put this like here, and then you want to drag and drop it into the crates frame, right? And then of course you want to rename this. So this is going to be whatever the name of your crates are, right? So for me, it's going to be basic space. I took the same name from the game, crate text button. The whole point is you want to have you want the names to match exactly how they match on the server scripts and all that stuff. So basic crate, and then I'm going to remove the text button part. That's why I left the space. Then let's go ahead and increase the sizing, right? So I'm going to make this size like 150, or no, it might actually need to be longer. Let me go ahead and type the name of the crate, and then I'll go based off that. So this is going to be basic crate. Okay, boom. That's, I mean, it fits, but let's just make it 200 anyway. Just for the, yeah, just for the heck of it. So basic crate, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this. You want them both to have the same color because we're going, when you select them, they're gonna turn green. So that's how you'll know which one is selected. So you want both of them to be red. Then I'm gonna change this to mythic. So mythic crate button, and then go down here and change this to mythic crate. Right, okay. Lowercase c. So mythic crate. Right. And then we are actually almost done with the UI stuff. The UI corner, the basic crates, and yeah. So now what I need to do is I need to have a coins button. So really, let me just duplicate this twice. So Control D. Stuff. I really just need three text. I really just need three text labels. Wait. Those. Yeah. Okay. Wait. And no, I just realized effort. Wait. I think I'm forgetting some. Okay, never mind. I remember now. Yeah, I'm forgetting the summons button. Okay. So then we also want to duplicate the close button once. Or no, let's do. Nah, I don't want to confuse y'all. Duplicate the close button, so Control D. You want to throw this down in the middle down here. You want to set the text to for summon. This is the summon button after all. We want the background color to be green, you know, and then sizing is going to be, we said it's 200, I think. Yeah, like 200 works, and then boom. You're just going to leave it there. And stuff, right? That's going to be our summon button. Make sure you rename that. Summon text button. And then now for our text labels. So you're going to take one of the text labels, drag them down here. Drag just, you could do like really in the top. You want to rename this to coins text label. Y'all know that's the currency system in the game. So I'm going to rename this to coins. So we're going to display how many coins the player has. And then we're going to take the other one we duplicated, drag this down here. And then this is going to show the players whatever unit they summoned. So the default text could be you have summoned, but we're going to set it via a script. So you can rename this text label to summoned text label rather than summon text label, right? So summoned text label, and then just like that, guys, we are done setting up all of the UI. Now we can go ahead and get to the actual scripting. So just as we did before, you want to disable the summon frame, make it not visible, and then boom. Remember, okay, I'm good. Remember, leave both the buttons visible though. So we're done with the UI. Let's go ahead and get straight to the scripting. So before we get into the scripting, actually, let's go ahead and knock out creating our remote event. Head on over to replicated storage, insert a remote event. You want to rename this remote event to core event. You want to open up starter player, insert a local script into starter player scripts. We're going to want to rename this script to core script, in parentheses, put local. You're going to want to delete print hello world. We're going to create 3 variables first. So let's get the local player. So player is equal to game.players.local player. Then let's get the core GUI. So local core GUI is equal to player.player GUI, wait for child, core GUI. And then lastly, let's get the core remote event. So local core event is equal to game.replicated storage, wait for child, core event. Then let's go ahead and create a function. I don't normally honestly do this. I used to do this before, but I don't usually do this. But I'm doing this now because it's honestly, it saves us some time because we're just able to call on this function rather than just copying and pasting this over and over again. So we're going to create a function, right? So function, name it close frames. And as the name implies, it's going to close all of the frames and stuff. The way this is supposed to work is this. When you press the button, right? If I press the summon button, the way this is going to work is I'm going to make the summon frame visible, right? Now, I want it a way where if you just press the X on either one of them frames, it didn't matter which frame, even if you have 4 or 5 of them, right? It would still close and stuff. Rather than scripting 5 different functions, we're just going to have one function. This is going to be the one function that handles it, and then I'm just going to call it 5 different times. If I had 5, but I only have 2, so I only need to call it twice. Well, I'm going to call it more than twice, but I'm saying I only need to like achieve the closing part. So yeah. So the way we're going to close it is we're going to do this. We're going to use a combination of 2 for I v in pairs loop. We're going to say for I comma v in pairs. Then I'm going to say core GUI get children. So, we're getting the buttons, enter. Then I'm going to say for I 2v2 in pairs. You're going to say v get children, which is referencing the buttons, right? The summon and then the units text button. And then I'm going to say if v2, we need to double check. We need to double check to make sure that they are a frame. So if v2 is a frame, right? Then I'm going to say v2 dot visible is equal to false. So pretty much close out all the frames because we're going to get all the children. And then it's going to be, okay, what is a frame? Okay, summon frame, this is a frame. Okay, units frame, that is a frame. And then it'll make them not visible. So yeah, we'll call on this function a few times throughout the script. So setting up the first function, I'm going to say core GUI dot units text button. This is when we're trying to open up the units frame. I'm going to say dot mouse button, 1 click, connect function, close parentheses, enter. And then I'm going to call the function and stuff just to close all of them because obviously we don't want multiple frames open at the same time, right? And then after I call the function, I'm going to say core GUI dot units text button dot units frame dot visible is equal to true, right? And then I'm going to set up a for I loop. I'm going to say for I comma v in pairs core GUI dot units text button dot units frame dot owned units frame get children, enter. You're going to say if v is a text button v destroy. This is to clear out all of the current units inside of the frame. So say if, like, you close the menu and then you go summon and then you get some new units, right? You obviously want it to update, you want them to be displayed. So we're just going to destroy everything and then just create them brand new. We don't want any old units that we don't still have, nor do we want to not have the new units that the player just got from summoning or trading, whatever methods they used. Now I'm going to create the unit text buttons and stuff. This is pretty much going to go based off of the player's data, and it's going to create a unit text button for each unit they have so that they're able to equip it. Again, I haven't actually made the equipping part yet. This is just simply the, like, reading the player's data, creating a button for each individual unit they have. So I'm going to say for I comma v in pairs, and then we're going to set this up on the server side, by the way. We're going to say player.owned units. This will be the name of the folder. Then say get children, close parentheses, enter. Then we're going to create the text button. So you're going to say local units text, or sorry, not units, unit text button is equal to instance.new, in quotation marks. You're going to put text button. You're going to parent this to, sorry, you're going to parent this to the core. First, we're going to go core GUI, then units text button, units frame, and then owned units frame. That is set all the properties. So first, unit text button dot name is equal to v dot name dot quotation marks. You want to put text button, and then of course the unit text button dot text is equal to v dot name. Then I'm going to say unit text button dot background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new. You're going to say 0, 1, 1. Again, the color's up to you. Then unit text button dot rich text is equal to true. Unit text button dot font face dot bold is equal to true. Then I'm going to say unit text button dot text scaled is equal to true. Right. Then I'm going to move on to the next function. We are done with that for pairs loop. So then I'm just going to set up the simple close button function. So I'm going to say core GUI dot units text button dot units frame dot close text button dot mouse button one click connect function. So the player is trying to close the units frame. We're just simply going to call on the close frames function. This is what I meant when I say we're going to call on it multiple times, even though we only need it. We need it specifically for when we're trying to open things, but we also need it for when we're trying to close things. It works both ways, right? So, or sorry, like as a way to make sure everything is closed. So just clarify that. Now moving on to the second function. We've set up the unit function. Now to set up the summon function, which definitely has a little bit. I want to say a little bit more. I'm trying to think, honestly, is it worth? I really don't think it's worth copying and pasting, because like this stuff is the code is very different. Like we're not creating buttons or So I want to say it's very different. So I mean, let's save ourselves a little bit of time. We're gonna copy and paste, but honestly, we're gonna delete 99%, not like 95%. So Control C, Control V. We can. Okay, so first let's do this. Let's change it like this. We're going to change this to summon text button. We want to call the close frame function. We want to change this to summon text button, and then we want to change this to summon frame, right? Then I want to delete both of these for IV and pairs loops, and then I want to edit this to be summon text button dot summon frame, and then just to double check, yep, close text button, boom, right? So it saves ourselves a little bit of time, but yeah. Now to get into the other functions. So I did want to create a variable for the summon frame simply because I call on it a lot in this function. So I just kind of wanted to save myself a little bit of time, save ourselves like about 2 words per line. So let's say local summon frame, create a variable is equal to core GUI dot summon text button dot summon frame. Then you can really just delete these. You can really just delete this part and go straight to referencing the summon frame. So let's just go ahead and boom, right? And then yeah, let's go from here. So moving on, I'm going to, we set up the close button frame, the close text button frame, function, sorry. Now I'm going to actually create the summon functions. So I'm gonna say summon frame dot basic create, or I forgot, summon dot create frame dot basic create, or whatever the name of your create button text button is. Then we'll say mouse button one click connect function, close parentheses, enter. And then all we're literally doing is just changing the colors. That's it. We're literally gonna base this off of colors. So I'm gonna say summon frame that creates frame basic create text button that background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new. You're gonna see 0.30. You're gonna see 0.33 comma 1 comma 0. So literally just green. Then copy and paste, Control C, Control V, change this to literally just change this word to mythic, and then you're gonna want to change this to red, right? So this is so that the player knows that they know, okay, basic is equipped, mythic is not equipped. That's just how they know the difference. And then just Control C, Control V. You're gonna change this to mythic, and then just flip these around. That's it. Mythic and basic. Boom. Right. And then now we're done with that. We can finish the last function in the summon main function. We can finish the last, I guess we can say, sub function in the main sub function, because this is considered the main summon function, while all these are like sub functions. So yeah. So I'm gonna say summon frame summon create text button. This is for when you're actually. Oh wait, is that what I named it? Oh, I did not name it. Oh, I actually forgot. Sorry guys, I actually forgot to rename this. So you want to rename this the summon text button, just to clarify what this is. This button, this green one right here. You want to rename this to summon create. I didn't want to confuse people, since they, this has the same name as the button that we opened the menu with, so I didn't want to confuse people. That's why I tried to use different names. So summon create text button. You're literally just adding the word create. That's literally it. So yeah. So we're gonna do summon create text button, right? And then once you make the change, you can just set the frame back to being not visible. So I'm gonna say summon create text button. That mouse button will click, connect function, close parentheses, enter, right? And then I'm gonna use a for I loop. I'm going to say for I comma v in pairs, summon frame dot creates frame, your children. In terms of say if v is a text button, enter. Then I'm gonna say if v dot background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new. That's why I said it was important. So 0.33, so 0.33 comma 1 comma 0. So this is how we know which one is currently equipped. So save us some time, honestly. Like, aside from actually having to create a value and manage that value. Then I'm going to get the actual name of the crate, which pretty much just means I'm going to remove the text button, because the name of the crate is mythic crate, not mythic crate text button. So I'm just removing the text button portion, and then the same applies to the basic one. Oh, I just realized I spelled that wrong. I'm glad I actually got that. But yeah, but the same applies here. We're just removing the two words text button. Well, okay, here it's one word, but you guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, removing text and button, and then we're just leaving basic crate. So yeah. So I'm going to say local create a variable, local crate name is equal to string dot split. We're going to split it up. So we're going to say v dot name, comma, in quotation marks, we're going to put text button, go on the outside of those parentheses, put regular brackets, then 1, because it will return a table. So we need the split off version of the string. So then I'm going to fire the remote event, core event, fire server, in quotation marks, you're going to name the event summon, of course. And then we're going to send over the name of the crate. So that the server knows, okay, they're rolling this. Now we have our last function. This is literally 5 lines, and then moving to the server side. So I'm going to say core event on client events connect function close in parentheses. We're going to actually put the event type comma r, going to short for argument number 1. Then enter, you're going to say if event type is equal to quotation marks summon. Enter, then you're going to set the variable looking summoned unit is equal to argument 1, just so that the players know which unit they got, which one they just summoned. So then I'm gonna say core GUI dot summoned. Now that I think about it, I actually just remembered. I just remembered I actually forgot to do something. I'm gonna take care of that after this though. Summon text button, and then after this it was summon frame, then summoned unit, summoned. Oh, I don't name this summon text label. I guess it works. Summon text label dot text is equal to quotation marks. You're going to say this is a lot, so pay attention. You have summoned colon space dot dot dot. Then add a little bit of dramatic effect, quotation marks, and then you're going to put less than symbol font color is equal to backslash Then you're gonna put another quotation marks. Then you're gonna do RGB. In those parentheses, you're gonna put 255, comma 215, comma 0. Then close parentheses out. Then you're going to put a well, I don't even know what this is. I think this is a I think this is a backslash. And then you're going to put another set of quotation marks. And then you're going to put a dot 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 quotation marks greater than symbol dot 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 summoned unit, and then dot 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 quotation marks less than symbol. I think this is weird. I think this is I don't even know at this point. Then I'm gonna put fonts and then a greater than stuff. This simply just I know this may sound a little complicated. This simply just makes so that you have summoned is regular, all this text is regular, but the actual unit you got will be in like a gold-ish yellow color and stuff. So it just kind of, kind of bright. Then I'm gonna say core GUI. This is what I actually forgot to include this. So summon text button dot summon frame dot coin text label dot text is equal to in quotation marks coins space dot dot dot, and then put players dot leader stats, which we're gonna add on the server side, dot coins dot value. Right. So I actually forgot to have this. I'm trying to remember where this is supposed to actually be. I think, oh yeah, it's supposed to be on the summon. It's actually supposed to be over here with the summons. Yeah, I remember now. It was supposed to be right. Yeah, it was supposed to be somewhere over here. So yeah. So just drag and drop this right before you make the frame visible, so that we can display how many coins the player has. And then boom, just like that, guys. Let me just double check. Okay, I'm good. Just like that, guys, we are done. We're locked in. Don't worry. I'm gonna get this done before we reach the 40-minute mark, or at the 40-minute mark. So yeah, so we're done with the local script. Now we can move on to the server script. Now the server script, it is about 100 lines, but there's a lot of copying and pasting, so we should save ourselves some time. So close out the UI, insert a server script into server script service, rename said script to core script, parentheses put server, right? Boom, delete print hello world. Then I'm going to create two variables. I'm going to first create the core data store. So say core data store is equal to game get service, data store service, get data store quotation marks, put core data store. Enter. Then we're going to create a variable for the core mode events, just like we did in the local script. But let's go ahead and save ourselves some time. Select it, Control C, Control V, boom. Now let's set up the first function. We're going to set up the data loading. So game.players, that player added connect function, in parentheses put PLR, which is short for the player, then enter. First thing first, you're going to create the leader stats folder. So local leader stats is equal to instance.new, quotation mark folder, add this to the player, then do leader stats.name is equal to leader stats, right? Then I'm going to create the coins value, so local coins is equal to instance.new, quotation marks, put number value, parent to this, to leader stats, because we want this to be visible to all players, so coins.name is equal to coins dot value by default, of course, would be equal to 0 unless your game has, I don't know, none. Now for me, I'm actually gonna set this to like just 100,000 or something, I think, or is that like 1 mil? Three, that's a mil. Wait, yeah, that's a mil. So yeah, so I'm gonna just set this this is simply for testing purposes, but obviously not in an actual game you set this to 0 because you don't want players to start with 1 million coins, so I would hope not, right? And then I'm going to create the owned units folder. So owned units is equal to instance.new, same thing, folder, parent this to the player, and then owned units.name is equal to owned units. Now I do want to clarify something here. I've never done data loading this way. So the way I'm making so normally, if you watch my other videos, normally what you guys would see me do is I would do this, Control C, Control. You guys have to do this. I'm just showing an example. What I would normally do is I would make a bool value, right, and I would name it like owned. Let's give an example. Owned Carman. Let's say Carman was a unit, right? What I would normally do is I would make this a value, right? And then by default, I would set this to false. And then I would, I'd parent this to owned units, and then I would set it to true when the player unlocks it. So I found a way of actually, I wanted to be thinking about this for a while, but I was like, let me go ahead and try it and stuff, and I actually figured out a system for it. So I figured out a way where when a player unlocks it, it's just going to create the value and add itself into the owned units folder, rather than us actually sitting here typing like 10 to 30 different values and stuff. We're going to save ourselves some time stuff, right? All you'd have to do is just add the names to the table, which we're going to make later on this in the script. But you do have to pay. But there is like one thing you guys have to watch out for. The way I load the data, it goes in a very strict order. What I mean by that is this: you guys see how we have coins first, right? So coins has to be loaded first. Coins is going to be the first saved value in the data store. Everything after that is going to be owned units. What that means is this: if you were going to have any other values aside from coins and owned units and stuff, right? If you want to have, like, I don't know, I think I saw like there was like wins or something. If you want to have anything else, say like wins, awards, achievement, like I don't know, I don't really care. But like, different values and stuff, all you need to do is add them before the owned units folder. You need to add them before the owned units folder. And then you also need to do one more thing, which I'm about to show you. So please pay very close attention to this, because if you add other values and you don't do this the specific way I'm doing it, then it's going to mess itself up. So yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and create the key. You guys already know local key is equal to player.user_id. I recommend using the player's user ID. It's better than using the player's name. So then I'm gonna create the protect the call function. Local success, comma error message is equal to protected, or sorry, is equal to key. I cannot type pcall function, close parentheses, enter. Then we're going to retrieve the player's data. So local data is equal to core data store. So if the player's not having data, get async key. I don't know why I cannot type tonight. So I'm then going to use if statement, if data, enter. And then here's what I was talking about. So I'm going to say coins.value is equal to data, regular bracket 1. So if you have something like wins, then you would say wins. You would say wins.value is equal to data, regular bracket 2. Now, watch what I'm about to do. I've never done this before. I'm going to use a for I loop to get all of the data get all of the values inside of the data table. So for iv in pairs, I'm just going to put data. We don't have to do get until since it's already a table, right? And then press enter. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say if I is greater than 1. Now, the way this works is, y'all know, data is saved in an order, right? It's saved in the order that, you save it in and stuff, right? The first thing we're saving is coins. So coins' value is 1. Or sorry, let me refer that. Coins' order saved is 1. I don't want to confuse people. So yeah, right? So for this, I just need the I value to be greater than 1. If it's greater than 1 in this case, that means it is a owned units value and stuff. If you have something like wins, right? Coins makes 1, that's 1 value, and then wins would make a second value. It's basic math. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that would mean you would need to change this to 2, right? It's that simple. So I think that's pretty simple to, understand. A pretty simple concept to explain stuff. So then we're going to create the owned unit value. So we're going to say local owned unit is equal to instance.new notation, right? So it's a bool value, but the value of the bool value really doesn't matter. It's just the name. That's really it. Because if the player has this, if the fact that the player has this means they already own it, so it's not really anything. The value doesn't really mean anything. So apparently this is the owned units folder, and then you're gonna want to say owned unit name is equal to v, and then owned unit dot value. Like I said, doesn't really matter, but we'll just say it's equal to true for the hell of it, right? Then I'm going to go after this function. You guys already know what we're going to do. We're going to say while not success, enter. You already know, copy and paste. So let me go and Control C, Control V, boom, task, task.wait, 3 seconds. I already know. We'd save ourselves some time. Already halfway done, honestly, because we're already about to be in the 50s. Now to set up data saving, which data saving is still the same as it's always been and stuff. So I'm just going to say game.players.player removing, or sorry, not player edit. Play removing, connect function, in parentheses, but be allowed to show for the player, then enter. You already know, create a variable for the player's key. So it's equal to player.user ID, set up the protect the call function. So local success, comma error message is equal to pcall function, close parentheses, enter. You're then going to create a data table. So local data table is equal to special brackets, and then you're going to say table.insert data table. Right, and then you say player.leave stats. We need to first save coin. So coin, this is another important thing, the data saving thing. You need to save your values in the correct order. So first thing first, you're saving coins. So what this means is, if you have another value like wins, for example, you would want to Control C, Control V, and then Enter. Then you're going to say player.user ID is equal to player.user ID, and then you're going to say table.insert data table. Right, and then you say player.leave stats. We need to first save coin. So coin, this is another important thing, the data saving thing. You need to save your values in the correct order. So first thing first, you're saving coins. So with this means is, if you have another value like wins, for example, you would want to Control C, Control V, and then you would want to set that value to wins, right? Just wanted to make that clear. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a for I loop now. I'm gonna say for I v in pairs, and I'm gonna say player dot the own units folder get children close parentheses enter, and then I'm going to say table dot insert data table question mark, I mean sorry, question mark, comma v dot name, right? So it's saving it in order. First it's going to save the coins value, then it's going to save everything else after. That's why it's important to go in order. Then last, you're going to say core data store, set async, throw the key in there, and then throw the data table, and then boom. Just like that, guys, we have almost finished setting this up. We just got to not the while not success loop. So while not success, enter. So then I'm going to control C, control V, then task that way. Like I said, guys, this is not going to take long. We're already to 74, like literally almost done. There's like 50 more lines to go. Like we're almost there. Now to I don't remember actually. Oh, so now we're gonna create the tables with all the chances. If you watch my solar energy system videos and stuff like that, then you'll notice it'll do the exact same thing. So first things first, we're gonna create the basic create chances. So local basic create chances is equal to special brackets, then regular bracket quotation marks. You're going to put the name of whatever your unit is. So I took some names from the game, but I think I changed them a little bit. I didn't want to make all those long names, so just camera woman is equal to 150. The higher the number, I said 150, but 105. So the higher the number, the higher the chance they can get it. The lower the number, the lower the chance they'll get it. So quotation marks, car man, and that's equal to 75, semicolon, regular back quotation marks, Batman. I was just like, you know what, Batman, let's do it. At 25, semicolon, right? Then after that, I'm going to create a variable called total chance is equal to 0 by default. Then we use a for I loop, so for I v in pairs loop, so for I v in pairs. Then I'm going to say basic create chances. Remember, it's already a table, so we can just press enter. Then I'm going to say total chance plus equal v, right? And then the great news is, guys, we can literally just duplicate this to save ourselves some time. Control C, Control V. All you're going to do is just do total chance 2, and then just rename this to mythic great chances, right? And then just Control C, Control V, and then of course we do need to give them some new names. So speaker helicopter. I really don't know what was the the whole like thinking process behind the names. Like some very interesting names, But anyway, helicopter, and then we have attack helicopter, right? Now we can move on to this is actually going to be the last main function. This is going to be the last main function, guys. This is going to be the core evented on server event function. So connect function in parentheses, put PLR, which is short for the player, comma event type, comma arg1 short for argument number 1. Then enter. You're going to set up the first event. So if event type is equal to quotation marks, summon, enter. We got to create a couple of variables. First, create a variable for the crate name. So is equal to argument number 1. Then let's generate a random number. So random number is equal to math.random. Then you're going to say 1 comma total chance. Okay, and I just realized I did that totally wrong. So math.random regular parentheses, then 1 comma total chance. So that makes you throw in total chance 1 there. Oh, and I just realized. I mean, I don't think it really matters because like the percentages is. Okay, I'm gonna have to actually. Okay, hold on. We're gonna create this later on, guys. We're gonna create this later on. So you could copy it, but just delete it for now. So then I'm gonna say local accumulated chance equals to 0, right? Then I'm gonna set up an if statement. So I'm gonna say if crate name is equal to quotation marks basic crate. Just remember I said we need to break up the name. That's why I said the naming was important. And player dot leader stats dot coins dot value is greater than equal to 100 stuff. Now you guys can adjust these prices to whatever your liking is. I just know in the game it's like 100 for basic crates and like 1200 for mythical. So yeah. So after we confirm that, we're then going to say for I2 v. Wait, what? I just realized, why did I say for I2 2 factors? I don't know why I did that. So we're saying for I comma v in pairs, and then I'm going to say basic create chances. Enter. I'm going to say accumulated chances plus equal to v2, or sorry, not v2, v, right? And then I probably need to create this for each one. Yeah. So Control C. So really just put this here. Yeah, just put this here. Accumulated chance. And then I know I'm gonna need to come back to actually create the random number thing. So yeah, so go right after the accumulated chance and then the local random number. Do the same thing we had before. So random number is equal to math.random 1 comma total chance, right? And then you're gonna go after the accumulated chance instead of the for v in pairs loop. Then you're gonna say if a random number is less than equal to accumulated chance, enter. Then you're gonna say player dot leader, that's dot coins dot values less than equal to 100, whatever the price is. And then core event fire client player comma in quotation marks, we're going to put summon comma I2. Then over the name of the what are these called? Oh yeah, units. I honestly forgot. Units, or sorry, not I2. I don't know. I keep putting 2 because that's what I had before. That's how I did the 4 in pairs before. But yeah. So and then you're gonna add an if statement. You're gonna say not player, if not player dot own units, you're gonna create it. So if not, that pretty much means if they can't find it. So if not player find first child, then you're going to put I, then enter, and then you're simply going to create the value. So really we can just copy and paste. So go all the way up here, Control C, the owned unit value is still the same thing. Control C, Control V, and then we're just going to save it when the player leaves. So you're going to say player dot owned units, right? And then you're going to set this to I instead of V. Then yeah, that's really it for that part. Now all we need to do is just create the vice versa with the else if, and then we are done. We're done. So we could, it's really just copy and pasting, honestly. So else if create name this time is equal to mythic create, and then the price is simply a little more expensive. So leader stats dot coins value is greater than equal to 1200. Then we literally just copy and paste this all over again. So just Control C. I think I might have Control V. Okay, no, never mind. I was a little worried that I took an extra N, but okay. So literally all you're gonna do is you're going to change your commit chance to 2, random number to 2, and then just come down here and modify these. So basic creation is mythic 2, 2, 2, total chance 2, right? You want it to take away 1200 and yeah, that's it. Let's go ahead and test to make sure this works. But before we do, I actually have to wipe my data because I forgot to do that. So I needed to not save actually. So core data store, remove async, player data user ID. So yeah, let's go ahead and test. As always, if you guys want access to any one of my scripts and models, you guys can become either a channel member or a Discord subscriber. Link to either one of those options can be found in the description. I highly recommend you guys do that and stuff. But yeah, as you guys can clearly see, I have I forgot that I automatically said that actually. Yeah, so my data hopefully should be wiped. I have a million coins because that's actually what I said, via the script. So yeah. Now let me go ahead and test. Okay. So obviously you should have 0 coins. You guys see how the owned units, and so notice how my coins is a million obviously. So notice how owned units is empty, right? So first things first, if I open up the units, you guys can see it works. Boom. Everything opens, everything closes, nothing is here, right? So if we open up the summons menu, one, it shows me how many coins I have, right? Then we have our crate system. So if I click basic crate, green, mythic crate, green, boom, 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 we can switch in between. So if I click basic crate, then I click summon, it's going to, for one, take away. And I just remembered something I actually forgot. That actually, it is very important you guys have this. I forgot to put some breaks in the script. This is to prevent it from, for some odd reason. I think it was because I was going through for loops and stuff. So yeah, I think that's what it was. It was going through for loops. I think that's what I'm trying to think honestly. I just know it was an issue with the for loops. So you pretty much just want to put a break after the if not statements. So break, then here break, and then I think that was really it. I think, yeah, I believe that was it. I just remember with summoning, when I was testing summoning, for some odd reason it was like firing multiple times and stuff. You can really test that by just noticing how much currency is taken away. So yeah. So now if I summon, it should just go by, yeah, there we go. So you have summoned camera woman, right? So if I open up, if I go here, you guys will notice. Oh, well, the reason I have, okay, so the reason I have all three, I'm gonna just delete it. The reason I have all three was because remember it fired 3 times, but now that I fixed that, if I press summon Carman, right? Oh, and first, I forgot I deleted it on the client side, not the server side. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, now let's properly test this. Okay, so summon, boom. Now I have Carman, Car Woman, right? Boom, Batman, right? And then even if I summon the same one, it's not going to, huh, that's weird. I just realized it's still going by 200. But you guys will notice how it's not creating multiple, it's not creating like multiple values because it checks to make sure that it doesn't already exist. And then if I do mythic, you guys will see the mythics are also created, but for some odd reason it's doing twice. I'm not totally sure what's going on there. So yes, if I close this out and then come back, I do need to figure what is going on. So break, I put both of those breaks there, so I'm not, yeah, like, I'm not totally sure. I'm pretty sure it was just a break after the if not statement. I think this issue might actually have to do with the local script. I think, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I knew I forgot it. Okay, so we also need to add a break here. So add a break after we fire the summon one event. Again, I guess it's because of I think it's because of the for loops. So because it's going through 2 buttons, it's firing twice instead of once. So let's test this. Okay, boom, there we go. Now we're just going by 100, and then if I do mythic, yeah, now we're going by 1200. There we go. So yeah, so just adding in some breaks. I am so happy I learned about breaks. They're so useful. But yeah. So boom, and then if I go ahead and test the units, you guys will see I have everything here. Nothing is duplicated. So I have all my units, which I can, equip them. Again, we haven't made that yet. But yeah, as I said in the beginning of the video, to show the video lots of love, and I definitely got y'all with a part 2 and some more parts in the future. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you need help, join my Discord server. Link you can find in the description. We're almost to 4,000 members, so you guys should for sure join and stuff. If you guys find any bugs or have any suggestions or anything for me to add and whatnot, just leave them in the comments. And if it's bugged, then of course I'll fix it. For suggestions, I may add it and stuff. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Thank you guys for watching.